The liquid culture.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Liquid Culture with me, Mitchell Chirac. We are here right in the midst of the corona outbreak, the quarantine that's going on right now. Kind of worked out well for us. I mean, we've got a brand new baby home. This is actually the first video that I've been able to break away and film since bringing baby Whitney home. He is doing well. He's in the house with his mother right now. So would have had to have been quarantined for him anyways, but the coronavirus definitely adding a little extra hint of stress and need to social distance. So wanted to continue Texas Wine Month for you guys with a little Lost Draw video here. I know that I've been pumping out those winemaker interview videos, which seem to be very popular with you guys. I'm glad y'all are enjoying those, and there will be more to come once we can start getting out and being near other people again. But I wanted to bring you some more video content this week since I don't have a winemaker interview, and I wanted to start with a video for Lost Draw here. So Lost Draw, you've probably, if you've been following the liquid culture for a little while, you know that I'm a big Lost Draw fan. Have posted on the Instagram a couple of times for Lost Draw, both actual feed posts and in my story. Just constantly, I've always got Lost Draw bottles on hand, and I'm just constantly pleased with every bottle that I open. Lost Draw is a producer down here who they put out, every bottle that they put out is a good, easy drinking, not overtly serious wine that is just really a treat anytime I pop a bottle. And then every once in a while they make something that truly transcends not only the varietal Texas wine industry. You just really find a bottle from Lost Draw that really blows my mind in terms of what that varietal is for Texas and how it compares to whatever that varietal may be for other places and other producers. So really huge fan of Lost Draw. Today we've got our first nice weather day in a long time. It feels like it's been weeks. It's been just rainy and cloudy and gross outside, and we've got beautiful, what is it right now? It's 69, clutch number, 69 it's 69 degrees in here. Sorry about that. It's 82 degrees outside. I got excited about the 69. It's 82 degrees outside right now. Beautiful, sunny, not a cloud in the sky. We're heading out to the winery with the family tonight to do a little barbecue and actually doing a blind Tempranillo tasting out there with some bottles from some different places. And I'm bringing these two Lost Draw single vineyard Tempranillo as a little treat for post blind tasting. So I wanted to pop them and do them on camera for you guys here today. So both from the 2017 vintage, both from Lost Draw. 2017 vintage, the more and more I talk to winemakers down here, the more I'm finding that 2017 and the High Plains appellation of Texas is a big favorite amongst the winemakers down here. Just really produce some really excellent fruit. Like I said, both of these are Tempranillo, but they're from two different vineyard sites out in the High Plains. One is from Lost Draw's Estate Vineyard, which is I think it's about a 60-acre vineyard that they started back in 2005. So a little bit about Lost Draw. They're one of those producers who kind of started out as farmers out in the High Plains. They were just growing grapes. They uprooted their peanuts and cotton, started planting grapevines into the ground out there. And near Lubbock and Brownfield and all those good little towns out there in West Texas. And so they started out as grape growers who eventually decided, let's start making some wine with this fruit that we're producing. So the first one we're going to start here with is the Lost Draw Vineyard 2017 Tempranillo. For those of you who know the Texas wine industry, you know that Tempranillo is a grape that is very ubiquitous down here in Texas. We find that it grows really well. It's really adapted to our climate, or it really works really well in our climate. So Tempranillo, big grape down here in the Texas wine industry. Yes, I am rocking the tank top. I'm wearing the nice clothes, the nice outdoor weather clothes that I didn't, I'm not gonna change, just to film this. I'm rocking ultimate sun exposure today after being locked up inside for what feels like months. So I did taste these wines just one little sip just to make sure that the bottles were good. There was nothing wrong with the bottles, which I've never experienced a bad bottle from Lost Draw, but it's just habit. And there are two very distinct herbal characteristics between the two of these that I'll definitely point out. For the Lost Draw Vineyard, it's fennel. So when I stick my nose, and actually it really kind of comes through more when you taste it, but when I stick my nose in this wine and when I taste this wine, this kind of very fennel-y, almost like an Italian sausage kind of thing is popping into my head. So that like fennel seed that you get, a little bit of like spicy characteristic, not a huge amount of oak characteristic on this wine. I'm not sure what the oak program is for either of these wines. I would assume they probably do the same thing for both of them. I know Lost Draw is not like big heavy on new oak. Oak characteristic on their wines. I've never really had a Lost Draw wine that I'm like, whoa, that's a ton of oak. So probably, if I were to guess, probably minimal oak characteristic. Or oak aging with these wines, because it's not really coming through it on the forefront. Definitely the fruit showing through mostly. Mm. Mm. So again, that fennel kind of comes through on the breathe out on the nose there. Really beautiful structure. So this, Tempranillo is a fun grape because you can make it in so many different styles. And a lot of times you'll find in Texas that kind of very Rioja style with lots of leather and tobacco, oak, spice, strong tannin. The thing about this wine that I'm really enjoying is that all of the structures really kind of right in line with each other. Really nice juicy acidity still kind of running through, like my mouth is still watering, but there is I would say a medium acidity, medium tannin on the overall structure. Excuse me. Because I've got juiciness going on on my palate, but I've also got on the roof of my mouth, I've got a nice drying sensation coming in from that tannin. So while I think that this wine is incredibly delicious, it's also very like gulpable. You guys hear me say that, gulpable, chuggable. Drinkable, I feel like, is kind of like a slight. I mean, obviously it's a drinkable wine, but I think that this wine is like a gulpable wine. I could very easily see myself with the structure. Everything's kind of medium, which you guys know is my jam. And with that juicy fruit, that fennel, that spicy characteristic, there's also a little, like a kind of a chalkiness on the palate as well. And I think that comes from the fact that these vines are planted on soil that has very shallow topsoil, which immediately starts to hit into that limestone. So you're getting a nice chalky kind of quality going on with this wine as well. Yeah, I mean, just a poundable wine, definitely food-friendly wine, but could drink it on its own. I don't think that it's, Tempranillo is one of those Texas wines that I'll gravitate towards for my cigar smoking. This one doesn't have that real big power that I would match it with a cigar, unless it's like a really light cigar, like a little breakfast cigar. So I wouldn't go that route, and I definitely still wouldn't, without it having a stronger tannin and bigger, bolder flavor, I wouldn't put this in like Tempranillo, like steakhouse kind of category. But what I would put this with is definitely put it in that kind of lighter Spanish style. Not Rioja, but maybe Tempranillo from somewhere else in Spain, where it's not so serious and oaky, where you can have it with some cheese. I think that this is a really good cheese red wine, and things like tapas, like, if you pop open a tin of sardines, you got some bread, maybe some dry cured meats, I think that this would be a banging wine for that. So let's go next to the 2017 Farmhouse. So Lost Draw has quite a few vineyards that Andy Timmons oversees: Lost Draw, La Pradera, Timmons Estate, so on and so forth. Farmhouse is not one of those. So Farmhouse is another grower in the High Plains that Lost Draw contracts fruit from. This is a relatively young Tempranillo vineyard. I think that it's only been in the ground for about 3 or 4 years. So definitely still on the younger side. So probably what you will expect with this Tempranillo is something a little bit more grapey, a little bit more young tasting. This one had some nice complexity to it. The fruits were kind of red, leading into dark fruits with some of that cool kind of spicy characteristic to it. This one, definitely on the nose, it's more of like a, and please, Farmhouse guys, don't take this in a negative way. Lost Draw, you guys neither. It's got like a grape soda thing going on with it on the nose. So definitely like a young kind of grapey, fruity kind of vibe on the nose with this one. But the herb on this one, like I said, fennel with this guy, sage with this guy. So you got some of that desert sage coming through, which is very classic for grapes grown out. Especially you get it a lot with like Mourvedre. That desert sage. But the desert sage is definitely coming through with this Tempranillo here. In addition to those kind of like blue and purpley kind of grapey fruit characteristics. But something that I've found with Farmhouse is that for whatever reason, I don't know if it's where their grapes are planted, if it's the soil, if it's they have some kind of microclimate going on. Where their vines are planted there, but they produce some grapes that possibly they have a longer hang time. They're full structured. They're full bodied. I wouldn't say full body, but I mean in comparison to the Lost Draw Tempranillo, this one's got a little bit more rounder, fuller mid palate. I wouldn't say that the acidity and the tannin are stronger, but it does feel a little bit more plush on the palate, that's for sure. And I've noticed that with some other Farmhouse grapes as well. So yeah, the acidity doesn't have as big of a punch of acidity as the Lost Draw did. Same nice kind of mouth drying effect on the roof of my mouth here. With a fuller mouthfeel. So definitely different structures between the two of these, and a slightly more kind of grapey, young taste to the Farmhouse than with the Lost Draw. I would say that it doesn't have any of the spiciness to it that the Lost Draw has. It doesn't have any of the chalkiness that the Lost Draw has. I think that if you're looking for one that's more kind of food pairing, you go with the Lost Draw Vineyard. If you're looking for one that's more like pop it and enjoy it, like honestly, this would be even nice with a little chill on it. Nice spring, summer outside drinking red wine. If some of you guys out there don't gravitate towards the rosés and the whites whenever it starts to warm up, if you're still drinking your red wines in the warmer months, this is a good one that I would say that put a little chill on it and pop it and drink it outside and really enjoy yourself. So I'm going to do another episode from Lost Draw, guys, because, like I said, I've got so much of their wine, and so much of it I love so much. So I'm going to do do a bonus Lost Draw video on the Rhone white varietals that Lost Draw does. I think that down here in Texas we are doing Rhone whites better than anywhere else in the country, and are for sure on par with the white wines coming out of the Rhone Valley. And I think that Lost Draw really kind of specializes in those. So I've got same vintage. I've got Viognier, Marsanne, and Roussanne. We'll do a lineup of each of them. It'll give me a good opportunity to tell you guys what to look for to differentiate the three grape varietals from each other, and also continue to highlight some of my favorite wines from Lost Draw. So, that's that, guys. Thanks for being here with me, tank top and all. I'm going to go enjoy some of this nice weather outside, and I hope you guys are staying healthy, staying happy, getting some sun whenever you can, spending some good time with your family while still social distancing from the rest of the folks out there, and we'll see you on the other side of this thing. We're going to be good. Oh, and a quick plug, as always, please continue to support the Texas wine industry. I don't think these particular bottles are available on the Lost Straw website. Maybe if you call them up and try and convince them, they'll ship some bottles out to you. But they have a lot of other really good wines on the Lost Straw website that you can purchase and have them shipped to you, as with any other Texas winery down here that you guys may have heard about from me or that you already love and enjoy. So support the Texas wine industry, guys. Appreciate it. All right, we'll catch you next time. Mitchell Chirac, Liquid Culture. Bye-bye.